Can I tell you a little secret? Organizing your home might be the biggest waste of time you're still doing. I know. That sounds crazy coming from someone who's about to give you decluttering advice. But hear me out. You've spent years, maybe decades, organizing the same closets, the same drawers, the same kitchen counters. You buy those fancy bins, you label everything, you watch those organizing shows, and what happens? 3 weeks later, it's all a mess again. Sound familiar? Here's what nobody tells you. The problem isn't that you're bad at organizing. The problem is that you're trying to organize things you shouldn't even own in the first place. At this age, you don't want to spend your golden years tidying drawers you don't even open. You want space that feels light, not chores that feel endless. You want to walk into your home and breathe easy, not see 20 little tasks staring back at you. The real trick isn't organizing better. It's stopping clutter before it begins. And today, I'm going to show you 6 simple hacks that will make all that organizing completely unnecessary. These aren't complicated systems or expensive solutions. They're tiny shifts that create massive changes. So if you're tired of always starting over, subscribe right now, and let's make your home a place that brings peace, not pressure. Hack 1, the one-touch habit. Let's start with the simplest rule that will revolutionize your entire home. If you touch it, finish it. Once. This sounds almost too simple to work, but stay with me. Every single item that creates clutter in your home has one thing in common. Someone picked it up and put it down in the wrong place. The mail on the counter, the sweater on the chair, the coffee cup on the side table. What if I told you that you could eliminate 90% of your tidying by adding just one tiny step to things you're already doing? Here's how it works. When you take off your sweater, instead of draping it over the chair, you hang it up immediately. When you open the mail, instead of setting it on the counter, you either file it or throw it away right then. When you finish your coffee, instead of leaving the cup, you put it in the dishwasher. It takes 5 seconds, but it saves you 5 hours of stress later. Now, I can already hear some of you thinking, but what if I'm tired? What if my arthritis is acting up? What if I just want to sit down? And you know what? Those are completely valid concerns. This isn't about pushing through pain or exhaustion. But here's the beautiful thing about this habit. It actually gives you more energy, not less. Because every time you walk past that sweater on the chair or that pile of mail, a tiny part of your brain says, I need to deal with that. It's like having 20 quiet voices whispering your to-do list all day long. When you finish things as you touch them, those voices disappear. Your home stops nagging at you. It feels like the house is always ready for you, not the other way around. I want you to try this one today. Just pick one thing. Maybe it's hanging up your coat when you come inside. Maybe it's putting your reading glasses back in their case. Just one thing. And if it works, tell me in the comments with a single word. Touched. Hack 2, move with purpose. Now, let's talk about invisible tidying. This is my favorite hack because it doesn't feel like work at all. Every time you walk from one room to another, and I mean every time, carry one item with you that doesn't belong in the room you're leaving. Go to the kitchen, grab that book from the living room. Walking to the bedroom, take that towel from the bathroom. Heading to the front door, carry those scissors back to the office. The magic of this system is that you're already walking anyway. You're not creating extra trips or extra work. You're just being intentional about what comes with you. Most of us make dozens of trips between rooms every day without thinking about it. Imagine if just half of those trips moved something back to where it belongs. Your house would be constantly resetting itself without any dedicated cleaning time. But here's what makes this really powerful. It changes how you think about your home. Instead of seeing it as separate rooms that get messy, you start seeing it as one flowing space where everything has a proper place. It's not about speed. It's about not letting your things settle where they don't belong. Imagine walking through your home and nothing nags at your eyes. No little voice saying, that doesn't go there. No mental notes about things you need to move later. When clutter can accumulate because it's constantly flowing back to where it belongs, cleaning becomes a background rhythm instead of a weekend project. Try this starting tomorrow morning. Every time you leave a room, just look around for one thing that's out of place and take it with you. Watch how quickly your home starts to maintain itself. If you're learning from these hacks, do well to subscribe right now. Hack 3. Kill the clutter corners. Now, I need you to do something for me right now. Look around your home, not the whole thing, just from where you're sitting. Do you see it? That one spot where things just land? Every home has one. Maybe it's that chair by the front door where purses and shopping bags pile up. Maybe it's a corner of your kitchen counter where mail, keys, and random papers collect. Maybe it's the top of your dresser where everything from loose change to old receipts somehow migrates. I call these clutter corners, and they're the reason your organizing never sticks. Because no matter how perfectly you organize everything else, these spots keep calling out, just put it here for now. You'll deal with it later. But here's the thing, later never comes, does it? And suddenly that one corner spreads like a slow infection until half your counter is covered, or that chair disappears under a mountain of stuff. So here's what we're going to do. First, we identify your clutter corner. You know exactly which one I'm talking about. It's probably the spot that makes you feel a little guilty every time you look at it. Second, we disarm it. And I don't mean clean it off. Anyone can do that. I mean we make it impossible for clutter to land there again. Let me tell you about my grandmother's solution. She had this beautiful antique chair that somehow became the dumping ground for everything. Coats, purses, newspapers, you name it. She tried organizing 100 times, but within days, it was buried again. One afternoon, she put a large, beautiful potted plant on that chair. Not a little plant. I'm talking about a substantial, gorgeous fern that took up the entire seat. And you know what happened? The clutter stopped landing. Not because she was more disciplined, but because there was literally no room for it. That's the secret. Don't just clear the space. Replace it with something intentional. Put a lamp on that corner of the counter. Arrange some beautiful candles on that side table. Place a framed photo where papers used to pile up. When you give clutter's favorite landing spot a new job, being beautiful, being functional, being meaningful, clutter has to find somewhere else to go. And guess what? It usually doesn't. It goes away entirely because most clutter is just stuff looking for a temporary place to rest. Stop inviting clutter by removing its favorite seats. Transform your clutter corners into peace corners and watch how the rest of your home follows suit. Hack 4. Make clutter impossible. This next hack is going to sound a little sneaky, but it's brilliant. Instead of fighting clutter, we're going to design your home so clutter can't exist in the first place. Think about it. Most of your clutter problems aren't really behavior problems. They're design problems. Your home is accidentally set up to encourage mess, and then you blame yourself for being messy. Let me give you some examples that might surprise you. Those open-top baskets that organizing experts love, they're clutter magnets. Things fall in, get buried, and never come back out. But put a lid on that same basket, and suddenly people think twice before tossing something in. It's too much work to lift the lid for junk, but not too much work for things you actually need. Here's another one. You probably have more hangers in your closet than you have clothes you actually wear. This sound helpful, right? Wrong. Having extra hangers makes it easy to keep clothes you never wear. But when you only have exactly enough hangers of clothes you love, getting dressed becomes simpler and your closet stays organized automatically. And that chair in your bedroom, you know the one I mean, the one that's supposed to be for sitting, but somehow always has clothes draped over it? If it's a flat chair or bench, that's the problem. Chairs with arms are much harder to drape clothes on. Suddenly you have to either hang things up or fold them properly. The truth? Most of us don't have a clutter problem. We have a furniture design problem. You don't have to fight clutter if you make it uncomfortable to exist. Remove the flat surfaces that collect random items. Eliminate the open containers that become dumping grounds. Get rid of the extra storage that enables you to keep things you don't need. I know this sounds backwards. Less storage, fewer places to put things. But that's exactly the point. When your home has just enough space for the things you actually use and love, everything else has to go. And that's not a problem. That's freedom. Take a walk through your home today. But this time, look at it like a detective. Where is your home accidentally encouraging clutter? What furniture or containers are making it too easy to be messy? Make one small change. Cover one basket, remove some hangers, switch out one piece of furniture. You'll be amazed how much easier it becomes to stay organized when your home is designed for the life you actually want to live, not the clutter you want to avoid. If you're learning from these hacks, do well to subscribe right now. Hack 5. Reset one surface twice a day. Now I'm going to share something that might sound too simple to work, but it's been a game changer for thousands of people. Ready? Don't clean your house. Just clear one surface in the morning and again at night. That's it. Not the whole kitchen counter. Just pick one section. Not the entire dining table. Just clear the part you can see when you walk in. Not every surface in the living room. Just the coffee table. Here's why this works when everything else fails. When your entire house feels overwhelming, your brain shuts down. It's like trying to eat an entire elephant. Impossible. But clearing one small surface? That you can do. And more importantly, that you will do. But here's the secret part nobody talks about. One clear surface changes how you feel about your entire home. Even if nothing else is perfect, that one clean spot becomes an anchor of calm in your day. It's proof that peace is possible. Choose your surface carefully. Make it something you see often. Maybe the kitchen counter where you make your morning coffee, or the side table next to your favorite chair. Somewhere that when it's clear, you feel like you're winning. Your routine becomes this simple. After your morning tea or coffee, take 2 minutes to wipe and clear your chosen surface. Before you go to bed, check it again and reset it for tomorrow. Just that one spot. Nothing else. What happens next will surprise you. That clear surface starts to feel so good that you don't want to mess it up. You start putting things away immediately instead of letting them pile up there. And slowly, without any extra effort, that sense of order starts creeping into other areas. I've seen people transform their entire relationship with their home just by protecting one small surface twice a day. It's not about perfection. It's about creating one reliable pocket of peace in your day. Try it today. Just pick one table, one counter, one spot that matters to you. If you're doing this, comment just one, so I know you're with me on this journey. Hack 6. Stop organizing what you shouldn't own. This final hack is going to hit different than all the others because it's not about what you do. It's about what you stop doing. And it might be the most important thing I tell you today. Stop organizing things you don't use and don't love. Just stop. I know that sounds harsh, but think about it for a minute. How much time have you spent organizing cables for phones you don't even own anymore? How many hours have you devoted to arranging books you'll never read again? How much energy have you put into finding the perfect place for kitchen gadgets that haven't left the drawer in years? We spend more time rearranging junk than actually living our lives. And somewhere along the way, we convince ourselves that if we could just organize it perfectly, we'd feel better about keeping it. But here's the truth nobody wants to face. You don't need more shelves. You need less stuff. I remember helping my friend Sarah organize her kitchen a few years ago. She had 5 different coffee makers. Not because she loved coffee that much, but because each one had been a gift or seemed useful at the time. She spent an entire Saturday reorganizing the cabinet to fit all 5, complete with labels and dividers. 6 months later, she was still only using one. The other 4 were perfectly organized and completely useless, taking up space, requiring dusting, making her cabinet cramped and hard to navigate. One day, she finally donated 4 of them. And you know what she said? I feel like I can breathe in my kitchen again. That's what letting go of unused things does. It's like letting go of pressure you didn't know you were carrying. Every item you own requires a tiny bit of mental energy. You have to remember where it is, work around it, dust it, organize it. When you release things you don't actually use, you free up more than physical space. You free up mental space. Imagine opening a drawer and finding exactly what you need. Nothing more. Imagine walking into your closet and seeing only clothes that fit and make you feel good. Imagine looking around your living room and seeing only things that bring you joy or serve a real purpose. This isn't about getting rid of everything. It's about being honest about what deserves space in your life. At this stage, you've earned the right to be picky. You don't owe anyone a home full of things you don't want. If you're learning from these hacks, do well to subscribe right now. Before we finish, I want to share something that's not about what you do, but what you believe. Forgive yourself for the clutter. You've raised a family, survived grief, made it through decades of life surprises. You don't owe anyone a perfect room. You don't need to apologize for the way your home looks or feels right now. Start small. Let things go slowly. Give yourself permission to make mistakes and try again, because guilt makes clutter harder to deal with, but peace makes decluttering easier. Every item you release is a gift to your future self. Every surface you clear is a vote for the life you want. Every habit you build is proof that change is possible at any age. These weren't chores I just shared with you. They were gentle shifts. And if all you do is touch things once, carry one item back where it belongs, and clear one surface twice a day, your whole home will start to change. Don't aim for perfect. Aim for peaceful. Because this stage of life deserves less stress, not more organizing systems. Your home should work for you, not against you. It should feel like a place where you can breathe easy, not a project that's never finished. And with these 6 simple hacks, that's exactly what it can become. If you're ready to finally stop organizing and start living lighter, subscribe right now. Hit that notification bell, because I've got more gentle solutions coming that will make your life easier, not harder. Leave a comment and tell me, which hack are you going to try first? Are you starting with the one-touch rule? Picking your piece surface? Finally letting go of those things you've been organizing instead of using? And if you ever forget where to begin, just remember, one touch, one step, one breath. That's enough. You've got this, and I've got your back. Thank you for being here, for trusting me with your time, and for believing that your home could be a source of peace instead of pressure. I'll see you in the next one.